Hello and welcome to another Sketch Starters with Nicole. I've got another sketch here to help kickstart your creativity, so let's dive right into my projects. Both projects today will be using the Watercolor Essential Set. This is a new pan set from Altenew. It's got 12 colors that are taken from the original 36 pan set. They're priced at a lower price point, so that way if you're new to watercoloring or you just want to try some new watercolors out, you can give these a try without breaking the bank. So I'm going to be using these, and then I've also got a panel already set up here with the Faceted Stars stamp set. I have it stamped in black and then heat set with some black embossing powder so I can get some really nice shine and dramatic black in this design. So you saw that angle we have going on here. There are perfect angles in this stamp set. So I'm going to start off with some black. And I want to make it into a really light gray, so I'm just going to keep adding water to it until I get something that I really like. That's pretty good. So I've kind of picked a line here, and I'm going to flip my card so I can get to the rest of this, and I'm going to go ahead and wash this entire area with the black. All right, so now you can see that even though I have this patterned background, I'm starting to create the angle in the sketch by utilizing the lines and demarking it with some different colors, right? So I've got this first one set up here, and that is really good enough. That is just the shade of gray that I was looking for. So now I can move on to adding some color to the left side. All right, so on the left side, I'm going to focus on two colors, Forest Glades and Emerald, and that's these two colors here at the bottom of the pan. So it's a nice green shade, and I'm going to just selectively pick some of these little facets, and you'll notice that I'm going to go in a pattern. So I'm going to pick all of these in this pattern here, all the way down, and then I selected this row as well, or column I should say. So fill all those little guys in. And then I'm going to come in and figure out where the rest of them are. So this one keeps coming through. So you can see I just kind of alternated, and now I have to just figure out where the alternation stops. So there we go. So that is with the Forest Glades. Now I'm going to come into the Emerald and fill in the missing areas here. All right, now that I have those first two done, I'm going to go down this angle here to finish this off, and I'm mixing the Forest Glades and the Emerald together, and it's going to give me more of a kind of a Kelly green, a true green look, and I'm going to hit this angle here all the way across the panel. So once I've got this first one done, this is going to help kind of make that line be more evident, and then I'm going to do the rest of these here, and I'm able to do this so quickly because I'm marking myself off of the center line. So every time I see one of these center dots, I know I need to do the same little angle coming down. And if I just stay in the pattern, it makes it very easy to do this, and I can get this done really, really quick. All right, so my panel is dry and I'm ready to do some assembly. So I have a little sentiment strip here worked out with the Geometric Landscape Sentiments, and this is another great masculine set to use for this particular sketch. So I'm going to go ahead and get this put onto my card base. All right. And then to finish off the intent of the sketch, I have just a small square of black, and this is going to help that sentiment to really stand out. If I put it straight on the background, it would kind of get lost. So I wanted to make sure that you really saw the sentiment. All right, so I've got that squared right in the middle there. And I'm going to go ahead and add some foam adhesives and get it adhered to the card base. So I like to support the ends. Got to just make sure that those don't get floppy, right? And a few more will do it. And it's easy to align because I can use all these little grid lines to help make sure that I've got this exactly in the middle. All right, that looks pretty good. There we go. All right, so this is the first card, and we'll move on to the second card right away. All right, for the second card, I'm going to start by making some marks on my watercolor paper here at 1.5 inches on both sides. This will help me to make sure that I've got a line that is even across the card, and it will really mimic the way that the sketch looks. So there we go. Perfect angle on there. And on the right side, I'm going to go ahead and just fill it in with the forest glades. So don't be too stingy with the color. You just need to take your time going up this line, and then you'll have a perfect line. Don't worry too much about the pencil line either, because it will start to blend in with the card, and you won't really notice it once the whole design is done. All right, so now that I've got that in, I can just wash some more of this really saturated color into the card. All right, and at the end here, I'm just going to give it some swipes to make sure that I get a nice, even covering, and then I can grab any off the bottom here. All right, so this needs just a minute to dry, and then we'll finish up the left side. All right, so this side is dry. I'm going to go ahead and mask it off with a piece of Post-it tape, so that way I don't get any paint on it as we do the second part. And I'm going to go into the emerald with this big brush and just do some stripes like so. All right, so about 3 perhaps. And I want to make sure that I've got a lot of water on the brush, or a lot of pigment on the brush, so I don't get any dry stripes. All right, that's pretty good. And you'll notice that they're not quite even. That's okay. This is designed to be, a hand-drawn look. So now I've moved to a smaller brush, and I'm going to do some stripes in between. All right, and if you do end up with a little bit of dryness, you just go ahead and add in some more ink, and you won't have any problems with that. All right, so then I'm going to go into this black that I had over here from before, and then do some really thin stripes in between all of these. All right, so this panel is dry and ready to go on its card base. And this is the time where you need to decide which direction you like it to go, and if you're going to do a vertical or horizontal card. So it could go this way or this way, and then of course you could do it this way or this way. So I'm actually going to do a portrait card. So I'm going to go ahead and get this mounted. There we go. And this is the direction my card's going to go. So with a sketch, of course, you can always mix it up a little bit. If you like it landscape, go for it. If you prefer it portrait, you can flip it and do it that way too. So I have my last few elements here already done up, And this is the cute little telephone from the It's For You stamp set, and I just used the most detailed one on some white cardstock with the Obsidian black ink, and then I stamped my sentiment on there on a piece of vellum. And because I didn't want to cover up all of this beautiful pattern going on behind it, so that still qualifies because I do have a square element and I have my sentiment. It's just not in a long strip down the center, and that's okay too. So I've taken a lot of inspiration from this sketch. I just haven't followed it exactly, and that's exactly what you can do with a sketch. Just get some inspiration from it. All right, so I'll put some foam adhesives on this one too so it pops up, and just center that right in the middle. And there you go. So here's 2 takes on the sketch, and I hope it gives you some great inspiration for what you can do with this sketch too. When you post your inspired creations out on social media, don't forget to tag Altenew at Altenew LLC and me at Pixel Mavens Retreat. I'd love to see what you create. You can also use the hashtag Altenew Sketch Starters. Thanks so much for stopping by today. I'll be back with another sketch soon, but until next time, happy crafting.